Good evening and welcome to Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis in Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, officially checking in. Thank you so much for joining us here on our Facebook Live and as well as StreamYard, YouTube, and Twitch. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys. Coming up in our last hour, we do a little thing we call foreplay. 4 songs by one of your favorite artists or groups, male or female. That is in the last hour of Bedtime Stories Power. Here's the great Dionne Warwick, No Night So Long, on Bedtime Stories, with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Well, good evening, everyone. As I unwrap my dinner, so long. Good evening to Nanette Frank, Britain. Good evening, Nanette. How are you? Always good to see you. I don't know what these other messages are about, but that's okay. Guess they're just having fun, you know. Some kids just having fun. Hey, yeah. But we're all good. We are all good. I don't even worry about stuff like that. It's like, you know, what's for dinner? I bought me a hoagie yesterday, and I'm just now warming it up just a little bit, just to take the chill off. I bought a hoagie, well, 2 hoagies and a steak sandwich. So, yep, 2 hoagies and a steak sandwich. There's this place around my house on 82nd and what is it? 82nd and Halsted. Excellent hoagies, steak sandwiches, everything. Just just great. Of course, there's a home of the hoagie, which is on 111th Street, that everybody goes to. It's like, I'll pass. Plus, every time I go there, it's always a line, and they didn't got so good where, you know, they have chairs in there like a waiting room. So anyway, it is crazy. Uh, mm, mm. I think they're better the second day around because all the seasons and the juices and the oil, you know, so they're really good. Of course, the steak sandwich is still in the refrigerator. That'll be for tomorrow's dinner. Yeah. Mm. See, I had to, put a little heat on it to make the bread soft. Mm-mm. Mm. Mm. Sorry I couldn't get to you on Saturday, Nanette. It was hectic. I had no time in between. Um, the funeral, of course, was at 10 o'clock, so had to be there. The repast was, I had another gig in between. I had to be there. And then I had to do the repast. So that was my whole day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. with nothing but gigs and funeral and repast. So, well, I considered the repast a gig because I had a DJ. So, but thank you. But it was and still is. It's really touchy. I'm like, you don't expect your younger brother to go before you, right? Casper was 58. He wasn't even 60 yet. So, but he crammed a whole lifetime into those 58 years. You know, he did a lot in those few years. And I got a song that I'm gonna play for him, and it just says it all. That's my boy. He had cancer. Dionne Warwick, Luther. How many times can we say goodbye? Right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for joining us. Come on, Billy Childs Trio. Yeah. Danette Frank, hello. Sorry I couldn't make it to you on Saturday. It was one of those days. From the funeral to a gig with Antone, who does great tribute to Barry White, to the repast of my brother Casper. That was the whole day. So I was moving. I'd leave one place and go to the other. DJ for Antone, leave there, go to the repass for my brother Casper. You know, they diagnosed him with um, this rare form of cancer 7 years ago, and he lived for 7 more years. And he crammed a lifetime in those 58 years that he was here with us. And, I'm still trying to get over it. So, blood doesn't make you family, just makes you related. You know what I'm saying? Got a couple of songs I want to dedicate to him later on. Right now, here's Stevie and Overjoyed on Bedtime Stories. I remember my dad's funeral. I didn't eat or sleep or eat for about 3 days. I know the struggle. Life is harsh, but it gets better to celebrate life rather than to mourn it. Yes. Yeah. What's up, Peaches? What's going on? Mm. Mm. This time last year when I moved in, stuff was falling off the wall. Mm-mm. Sorry for getting deep. How's the radio gig? Radio gig's fine. On the radio right now. In fact, I'm on several radio stations right now, except for WVON, which a pre-recorded show will run tonight at midnight. So I'm good on that. Syndication has been very, very good to me. Looking to add a few other stations. So, yep, the radio gig is doing well. Yeah, it's a great thing. Why do you stream if you also have uh, live on radio? This is something a little extra, that's all. Yep, yep, just a little something extra, that's all. Yep. All right. On the wrong thing. That's right. All right. Oh, baby. Phyllis Malloy Bender. Hey, Phyllis. How are you, Phyllis? Always good to see you, Phyllis. I'm getting better every day. Yep. I'm getting better every day. Philip Bailey and Verdine are cutting up on that song, boy. Verdine, of course, on bass, Maurice White's younger brother. Earth, Wind, and Fire, Be Ever Wonderful. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Felice Navidad, Phyllis Malloy Bender. Also to Francis Pratt, aka Peaches. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time. Hello to our resident heckler, Troy Anthony. You know, at every comedy club, there's always a guy that thinks he's funnier than the guy that's on stage. Well, that's Troy. That's Troy. Anyway, I'd like to dedicate these next two songs to my brother Casper, whom we are all uh, truly missing right now. He used to say on his voicemail, uh, a message not left is a call not returned. And of course, I said that at his homegoing service. I had to cut out. And after I left, they all did the cha cha slide right there in the church. I was like, straight up. Of course, I missed that camera opportunity right there. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, for my brother from another mother, for Willie Casper Perry, aka Mr. C, the Slide Man. It's Gladys Knight on Bedtime Stories. Hello, Sherry. Mm-mm. Hello. You always walk a step behind. I am well. How are you? Still trying to hang in there. Still trying to hang in there. Seems like every Monday I get the blues because he died on a Monday. At this time, at this time, yep, he was my hero. Hmm. My wings. I had a half a hoagie tonight for dinner. For lunch, I had a chicken salad. It had like what was it? Baked chicken, something chicken. With a lot of lettuce and tomatoes. The little uh, grape shaped tomatoes. Yeah. So I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm trying to get into this tuxedo New Year's Eve. I'm hoping that I'll be booked for New Year's Eve, right? If not, I'm gonna sit at home in my tuxedo like I did about about 20 years ago. I got stood up on a date. I sat up, and I don't mind saying it now. I'm cool about it. But I got stood up on a date, right? And I called, and I called this girl. I called if I called her like 50 times, she never answered her phone. I sat up there with that tuxedo on, looking sharp. Because I used to work for Genghis Formal Wear, and I sat there and I sat there and I called and I called, and finally I think somebody came over and said, you know, well, why don't you just go to bed now? I said, and take this tuxedo off? Are you kidding me? You see this tuxedo? I mean, I was sharp to the bone. Suede shoes, everything. Black suede shoes. Oh Lord, you couldn't tell me nothing, right? And I got stood up. Story of my life. I got stood up. One time, well, the two times I didn't get stood up was the first marriage and the second marriage. Now, the second marriage, we got married at the house. So there's no way she could stand me up in the house. But she almost stood me up for the reception because we didn't have a reception until a few months later. And she said, I almost didn't come. I'm like, really? You gonna stand me up? We already married, right? I think those two songs kind of sum it up. You know, did you ever know that you're my hero? Everything that I wanted to be. I can fly higher than an eagle because you are the wind beneath my wings. Junior. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Sherry Yvette Withers Banks, or as I call her, Cherie. She does this excellent tribute to the great Whitney Houston. Thank you for being on my live. It is your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, reminiscing about Willie Casper Perry, aka Mr. C, the Slide Man. We just call him Casper. I never knew his real name until later on, but we always just call him Casper. That was his name to us. I didn't know about Willie until, later on. It's like I know your parents just didn't name you Casper, right? So there are several stories as to why he was called Casper. One minute he'd be talking to you, and the next minute he's gone. The other one was his resemblance to Bootsy. you know, he would put on a Bootsy suit, and he looked just like him. You could have sworn. We did a party once. It was over, I want to say like on Cicero somewhere, and he was dressed up like Bootsy. He looked just like Bootsy. He was pantomiming to Bootsy's songs, and you could have sworn that Casper was Bootsy that night. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Here's Mariah Carey and her version, or her song, which is also called Hero, right here on Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Bree, what's going on? So my daughter calls me today. She's like, she wants some daddy daughter time. I'm like, wow, it's been a while since we've done anything. I think the last time we was together, the kids were at the park. I think that's probably the last time. So either that or we were getting some McDonald's that day. But hmm, I miss those times. I really do. You know, like I was saying last night, it's like Naomi was a baby, and when she first started walking, the first person she walked to was me. You know, not her father, not her mother, but to me. And Bree said she's been spoiled ever since. Hmm. She has been spoiled ever since. And also, like I said last night, you know, you get a second chance to be a better parent as a grandparent. You know, I know how Kimberly feels because I feel the same way. You know, like I said earlier, you know, blood makes you related, but you can be, um, you know, a father, mother, brother, uncle, cousin to anyone who's outside of your family, who is not of you. You know, we started a thing a long time ago. We call everybody uncle. When I was growing up on 47th Street, you know, everybody was uncle. It's like, you know, and those were all my dad's friends. You know, Uncle Dennis and Uncle, what do they call him? I forgot his, but you know, they would come by the house and they would play cards and all that. I mean, I had, you know, real uncles, you know, my Uncle Wayne, my Uncle Paul, whom they call Pookie. You know, those were my real uncles, my blood uncles. But these other guys, you know, that came out were um, friends and associates of my dad, you know, Uncle Aubrey. Um, and they would frequent the house all the time. My dad worked with them, and I never knew that they weren't related, but it seemed like they were because they treated me like I was one of them or of them, you know. So there was never any problem. Like when I got older and I saw Aubrey, his name is Aubrey, uh, Aubrey Jones, I think it was. And when I saw him, he's like, you know, you probably don't remember me. I'm Aubrey. And I said, Uncle Aubrey, just like that. And he's like, yeah, yeah. Well, I'm a grown man by then, you know. But he said, you know, so you look just like your father. I was like, well, yeah, like my father with my mama's nose. But I remember these people. Uncle Jazz, his name was, they call him Jazz. Jasper was his name. But you know, I was, you know, these people would frequent the house all the time, you know, and that was it. They were as much um, an uncle as my dad's brothers. You know, my mother only had one brother, and that was my Uncle Charles, and that was it. You know, John Caldwell, what's going on? But like I said, they were all, frequent visitors to the house, and that was it. I love them, they love me, and that was good enough for me, man. They were some of the coolest guys. Yep. Then there were the other guys that he would pick up from the airport. My dad worked for Playboy magazine. Yes, the Playboy magazine. And there was with the other guys that he would pick up from the airport. People like um, Ed Thigpen, who was with the Oscar Brown Trio, the organist Jimmy Smith, whom he knew personally. You know, um, it was nothing to bring somebody home or well, not bring them home, but for them to frequent the house or whatever. You know, especially when we got the house on 79th Street. They would come and play cards, and I would beg to stay up. They said, "You can stay up, but you got to play some music." Oh, okay. So that was my training ground. That's how I got good at playing music. So that was it. So that was my introduction to DJing. It's like, you want to stay up, got to play some music. Okay, no problem. And I got pretty good at it. Like I said, what started out as a hobby ended up as a career. Vern Allison Jr. Well, actually, he's not Vern Allison Jr. because he's Vern Anthony Allison. His father has no middle name. His name is Vern Allison. His father was one of the founding members of the group The Dells, that is called Missing You, which features the Dells in the background. He said a few years ago they had produced this song, and unfortunately, it was never put out until recently. And I said, "Look, I'm going to make this song a hit, brother. I'm going to keep playing it until somebody says, 'Hey, what is that song you're playing?'" It's called Missing You by Vern V.A. Allison, featuring the Dells and Marvin Jr., right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Speaking of the Dells, here's a song that was not a big hit, but it's a big hit in the club because it's kind of got a stepper's beat to it. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories with the Dells and Passionate Breezes. Hitting the play button takes years, if not decades, to master. You're funny. You're funny, Mr. Whatever your name is. Passionate breezes between your knees. You know what I've noticed? People tend to leave you alone when you're grieving. Or at least some people who have enough sense to leave you alone when you're grieving. Some actually leave you alone when you're grieving. Others, like, it's like it takes you to almost hit them in the head to leave you alone when you're grieving. You know, oh man, I'm sorry to hear about your brother. Okay, I need you to do this, or I need that, or whatever. You know. Mm-mm-mm. And it's funny because I had to snap on somebody today. I'm like, we just had this conversation, bro. There's only two people here working at this here station right now. Now, I'm not talking about mine, you know. I got like 8 people working for me. And the station basically runs itself with no problems. But I was like, bro, we just told you, I need you to change this. I need you to do. There ain't no changes, bro. No changes here. September 13th. Great. Wednesday, September 13th from 6 to 9. Private event. Chicago Radio Remix Reunion. Again? Okay. Queen. Queen D, what's going on? Mm-mm. What's going on with you, Queen? I haven't forgotten about you. As a matter of fact, you know, just been busy. Just trying to stay busy. I am well. How are you? It's always good to see you on my live. It really is. Considering what you've been through, you don't look like what you've been through. We say that all the time in church. We don't look like what we've been through. And it's truly a blessing. You know, it's always a blessing. But, amen. Don't look like what you've been through. And we got to get together again. You know, Let me put this in my calendar. Passionate Breeze, September 13th. Yep. Yo, Angie. Let's see, 6 to 9. And by the way, Angie, I'm feeling better. I just had to come home and do what I had to do to feel better. My stomach was killing me. Hey Judy, I had to, yeah. What is this? 932 East 43rd Street. 932. East 43rd. But I'm feeling better. But I was like, how stuff comes and goes. You don't feel good for a while, and then later on, you feel better. Yeah, I think I was just overly tired. You know. I'm back. Ugh. I'm glad I'm better. I'm glad I'm better. But we got to go out, Queen. We just do. You know. Mm-mm. Yep. Like the song says, I'm stronger, I'm wiser, I'm better, so much better. Yep. So much better. You have to take care of yourself, my dear. I'm trying to. That whole thing with Casper, ooh, man, that took a lot out of me. It really did. You know, it took a lot out of me. I couldn't wait for Saturday to come. The Dells and Private Property, right here on Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind, where we put you to bed but never to sleep with the greatest love songs of all time, right here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, still trying to adjust my mic. Doesn't sound exactly the way I want it. But anyway, close enough. Hello to my sister from another mister, Angie Martin Turner, also to Judy Frazier and Queen Deborah Greer, formerly known as Deborah Gross. Thank you for being on my live. I appreciate it. You know, Queen, we're going to have to go out again. Uh, the last concert I think we went to was, what was that, Kim? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. I got stood up for two other concerts, so I ended up going myself. I'm like, I'm not going to eat these tickets. Shoot. You can stand me up if you want to. You know, brother ain't going to stay down too long. Trust me. Trust and believe. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and this is Will Downing, along with Gerald Albright. Stop, look, and listen to your heart right here on Bedtime Stories. Does it ever puzzle you? Yes, it was. You know, we had a great time. You know, yep. And it's like, sometimes I don't know about your other guys, but sometimes you just want to go on a date with a nice young lady, have a nice conversation, and she go to her house and you go to yours. That's it. That's the end of the date. Thank you very much. Had a great time. Good night. That kind of date. You know. And then other dates, you want to say, you want to, cuddle, cuddle up with that person, and hope that something happens. You know. But it's always those two things. You might want company that night. You might not want company that night. But it's like, it's always, you know, how can I say it? Spontaneous. You know, you don't want something that's, forced. It's like, oh God, I guess I'm gonna have to, guess I'm gonna have to perform tonight. you know, some nights you just want to sit up. It's like, okay, you drop the young lady off at her house and you just sit up and watch a movie until the two of you all fall asleep. That's one scenario. Or you just crawl in the bed with your clothes still on, and your shoes off, and just cuff like Wesley Snipes did in the movie. What was that? Waiting to Exhale. You know, he told the girl, he said, "My wife is dying. I just want to cuddle," and that was it. So they just cuddled. Nothing happened. You know, but every now and then you don't always. I know about y'all. John may say something differently, but it's not always about sex. It's about intimacy. You know, and I would be the first person to say that I miss being intimate. With one person without any strings attached, without any expectations. You just want to sit there and lay there and marinate in their arms, or just lay next to them. And the next day, just go have breakfast or something. You know, doesn't always have to lead to sex or to a relationship or anything else like that. So, I uh, I've had enough of that. You know, when I was younger, yeah, it always you know, had to be about that. I'm gonna take her and I'm gonna spend this money on her and she's gonna put out. No, it's not even about that anymore with me. I don't know about you other guys, but I've just gotten to that point where it's sex is no longer a priority. Sex can last anywhere between 10 and 15, 20 minutes, and that's it. Once it's over with, it's like, okay, you're gonna cuddle anywhere and go to sleep, or you're gonna get kicked out. One, but you know, I'm all about spontaneity, and that's it. Now, if we wake up the next morning, it's like, and she says, "Oh hell no, you about to give me some before you leave this house." Okay, but I just think, Hello to Frankfurt, Germany. Thank you so much for listening. You know, like I said, sometimes things have to just happen. You know, D-Ron, what's going on? You know, and that's it. Things don't always have to end in bed. They can end on top of the bed. They can end on the couch. They could end in the car if it's warm outside. Just let the seats back and go to sleep, or get in the back seat, whichever. But I was telling somebody recently. I said I've had enough sex for both of us. You know, it is not a priority anymore. I'm not one of these horny teenagers that are out, or young adults that has to have it anymore. I just don't. You know. So there. You know. But once again, I miss you know the cuddling and everything else. Latanya Lynn Garrett, what's going on? You know that I miss. Being with one person, and but it's got to be the right person. It's got to be the right person. Same song, different artist. Stop, Look, and Listen to Your Heart. Michael McDonald and Tony Braxton. Before that, Will Downing and Gerald Albright. A song written by Tom Bell and Linda Creed. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Not your Pendergrass, but your peanut butter brother. And Bedtime Stories is brought to you by our good friends over at Grubhub. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Once again, hello, Queen. She says, I am right with you on that. Guys just don't get it. What don't guys get? That no means no. Sometimes it takes us to get to a certain age before we understand that no means no, right? Oh, she just has to be convinced. No, she doesn't. You know, and it should be up to the woman to do it. You know, it from what I was always taught, it's a man's place to ask and a woman's place to refuse. No means no. But if it's spontaneous and the two of you all get together, on the same accord, then it just happens that way. But it can't be forced, you know. Oh, trust me, I've had some forcing. Some forcing. But I remember back when I was courting my second wife, she used to make me sleep in the basement, right? She's like, if you're gonna marry me, then guess what? You can stay, but you have to sleep in the basement. I said, the basement? What? So I slept in the basement. It was cool. I made me a little bed downstairs and everything. I slept in the basement. And so the day we got married, my brother, who was my best man, he said, so I guess you're sleeping upstairs tonight, huh? I'm like, ha ha ha, very funny. Here's heaven and earth. The first of two in a row. This is Guess Who's Back in Town on Bedtime Stories. It's okay to just cuddle without having sex all the time. It is. You're absolutely right. Yep. Of course, they always want to, have their way with you. And once again, like the conversation that I had with someone else, it's like I don't have to. I just don't have to. You know. Oh well. You know. You want to go out and kick it? Okay, we can go out and kick it, and that's it. Let's just watch a little Netflix and chill. But guys, in our minds, we have a point to prove. I'm not just saying this about, some guys. I was like that too, gotta show how macho I am. And that's not always the case, you know. Once again, when I was, still at home, everything was great. You know, dating dating sucks. I'm here to tell you, and Queen will agree with me. Dating sucks because you never know what mentality this person has that you're out with. You never know how crazy they really are. Like we were talking about today on WVON, they always send a representative of themselves. And it's like, they, men say and do all the things that they want, that they think a woman wants to hear when you first go out. Oh, no, we don't have to do that. Oh, no, I just, they open doors and pull out chairs and hold hands and stare at you the whole night. And in their mind, they're like, I'm going to get this tonight. I'm going to get this tonight. I didn't put on this Wally romance, act where I'm not really romantic. And they put that whole, they put on their game face. And when they get home and it's like, well, baby, I thought you wanted it. I thought you wanted it? What is that all about? I thought you wanted it, baby. You know. Why? Because you pulled out chairs, you held hands, you played footsie under the table at the restaurant. So you figure, hey, I'm entitled to what's between her legs. You're not. No one's entitled to it except her husband or whomever she wants to share it with, and not with everyone. I've had women tell me, I don't sleep with everybody. I was like, okay, you shouldn't sleep with nobody. I'm just saying, or I don't do this to everybody. I'm like, okay, why are you doing it now? You know, that's just it. Everything comes in time. Like I said, I slept in the basement almost a year until that wedding day came, and that was it. So I'd already put my clothes in that closet in that room that I was staying in. That room became my studio, and that was it. It was my bedroom. It was my studio. It was my office. You know, it's where I did business. It's where I recorded commercials. I missed that room. So I tried to recreate that room when I moved into this apartment. I said, I'm going to make it bigger and better. And that was it. So I made it home, you know. I mean, when I moved into this apartment, this is the first thing I set up was my studio. Because I knew, I wasn't gonna get any sleep. So that was it. And that was a year ago now. It's been let's see, I moved in July of last year, and I couldn't be happier. You know, I'm what 8 minutes away from where I used to live. So that's it. But men have to. How can I say it? There's a certain level of respect that should be given to a woman, unless the woman doesn't respect herself. Now that's a different story. If you get to your house or get to her house and she starts stripping butt naked, then she's giving you a signal. You know, she's giving you a signal. She's like saying, like the guys with the planes is like, yeah, okay, yep, back it up, put it right here. Okay, cool. But if she's not doing this, then you don't do this. You just don't. You wait for the green light. You know, sometimes you might just be yellow. You know, if she go to stop, it's like, okay, it was a nice evening. Thank you very much. I'll call you sometime, and do that, and call them and talk to them. You know, I'm sorry it didn't work out between us. It's like, oh, it worked out because you left. You know, you didn't jump on me. I lost a girl once because I didn't jump on her because she was so used to it. She's like, I know this guy is just going. I was, you know, like I said, cards and flowers. When I showed up, we went out, had a great time. At least I thought. And I dropped her off at home and I kissed her goodnight and I left. And I never heard from her again until her cousin, who I worked with out in Gary, she said she thought you were gay. Huh? Because I didn't jump on her. Then I didn't try to shove my tongue down her throat. So she thought I was gay. Okay. So she read those signs absolutely wrong because I guess she was just used to it. It's like, oh, okay, here it comes. Let me just put my arms up so he can slide my bra off, or so he can just take my dress off. And when that didn't happen, she was like, what's wrong with this guy? Can he see how fine I am? I'm giving it to him. I didn't know. Didn't know what the signals were at that time. I know now, if she pulls my pants down, then that's the signal. Then it's the green light. So, you know, if not, then it's like, okay, it's been a nice night. Thank you so much for going out with me. Hope you enjoyed the concert and dinner or whatever. And then you just leave and you go home and you take care of yourself, brothers. Sometimes you just got to do that. You got to take care of yourself. Sorry to say that, but, that's it. That's it. That's all. Can't always be your way. Yep. Can't always be your way. So, so there for you. Swap, swap. Swap, swap. Swap, swap. Swap, swap. Chicago's own. Heaven and earth, and I only have eyes for you. Right here on Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. They had a lot of hits, but not big hits. But they kept recording. And that is one of my favorites. I remember this guy giving me this album, and I'm like, this is the only cut on the album. And I played it to death. I Only Have Eyes for You. Speaking of albums, this is one of my favorites by Barry White from the album Stone Gone. This is Girl, It's True. I'll Always Love You on Bedtime Stories. Be right back, guys. Whew, that was a close one. I'm back. Thank goodness for long songs. D. Ron, what's going on, sir? Yeah. Oh, Lord, help me. Yeah. Way his love. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Girl, I'll always love. Sangberry. Love those strings in that song. Sangberry. Mm. I found. Hello there. How are you? Thanks for checking in to our chat room here on Bedtime Stories. Are you really musicology? Yes, I am. Really, got a degree in it and everything. Yep, the whole thing. It's true love. Yep, I really am. living for you. Whatever I'll do, crazy or madness, no more lonely nights. Got my cap and gown. What is your favorite song? I don't have a favorite song. I like all of them. You know, yeah. I just like music. Period. No favorite song. What's your favorite song? Mhm. Yep, no favorite songs. On solid ground. Love I found. There you go. Answer that question there, Troy. Mhm. General from Barry White. You turn my whole world around right here in Bedtime Stories. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, keeping you company with the greatest love songs of all time. Thank you for joining us to, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. You ask me, are you really musicology? Yes, I'm really a musicologist. Yes, I am. I have a degree in it. So thank you for asking. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, with Frankie Beverly and Maze, or as they say on the album covers, Maze featuring Frankie Beverly. This is Never Let You Down on Bedtime Stories. Never Let You Down. let you down. I'll never let you down. Greg Beasley, what's going on, sir? Greg Beasley. Never. Never. Her again. I had a second shingle shot on the advice of my doctor. Now I have no energy. Wow, not the shingles. I remember. I remember Herb telling me that he had the shingles. He's like, "Oh, that's something you don't want." I'm like, "I don't know anybody who wants the shingles, Herb." But anyway, I don't even know what the shingles is. I know, right? But you won't get it. You won't get it if you get that shot. Yep. Yeah, you won't get it. That's one thing. It's kind of like psoriasis or something like that. It feels like your skin is on fire. It's like it's burning, you know, like it's needles in your skin, you know. Yeah, it ain't it don't tickle, trust me. You don't want it. Trust me. You with my very eyes. Yeah, you don't want that. No, trust me, you don't want that. It's like little needles sticking out of your skin and, very sensitive to the touch. You don't want that, you know. Yeah, I hope you get your energy back too. Yeah. But yeah, those shots, yeah, nothing nice. I remember when I first got my first COVID shot. Whew, I was I was my it zapped my energy, for at least 2 days, and then the second shot, oh man, second shot wasn't so bad, but it just, you know, talk about zapping your energy. You know. Yep, it just takes all of your energy away. Tony Whitehead, what's going on, sir? Tony ain't never been on my live. Man, you must be bored. It must be a slow night for you, pimp. Boom. Not a very popular song by the Dramatics, but a very powerful song. It's called Treat Me Right, and I'll do you no wrong. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Hello to Tony Whitehead, who's never been on my live. I'm like, man, it must be a slow night for you pimping. I tell you, it must be. On my live, man, you must be bored. He's never been on my live, ever. Well, it's good to see you, brother. Thank you so much. It's Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Coming up in about 21 minutes, it's foreplay right now. Here's Enchantment. Since you went away, Gloria, Tony Whitehead, my man. Another day. Ooh, uh-oh. About that time. Mm, Gloria. the same since you went away. Gloria. Another day. I want to see another day. In my mind, Gloria. 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 Another day. Boom, boom. Time to change. Do 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 wah. In my mind. Mm, mm, mm. Yep, Greg, you got a you, you lucky that you don't have the shingles and just the shot for the shingles. Mm-mm. Sing it, EJ. Crack. Yo, Rat Master. Thanks for being on my live. I appreciate it. It's not enough. The emotions that I share between us. Big ups, pimp. Thank you. It reminds me when I go into the gas stations, right? Yeah, boss. Yeah, chief. Chief, boss. What is that? Yeah, boss. Here you go, boss. Right, thank you. Boss, chief, chief, boss. What is that all about? You know, an informal show of respect. I thank you very much. I'm not a, you'd have to listen to Lindell Redmond on Saturday to hear all the slang on the station. I'm old school. You know, that chief boss, pimping stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not a pimp. No, no, I'm sorry. You've got the wrong show. That would be the backyard party on Saturday with Mr. Hypnotic. You know, we don't. Yeah, my mother would have a fit if she heard me say, I'm finna go or fixing to go or whatever like that. You know, yeah, yeah. We don't. Yeah, not here. Tell him, Mr. Redmond, we don't do that here. No, I'm strictly, call it what you want, dull and boring and old fashioned and all of that stuff. Yeah, yeah. We were at a church event once, and I said, yeah, I'm a player. And the bishop said, oh, don't say that. No, he's a drum player. Yeah, I'm like, no, ninja, I'm a player. Don't try to correct me. He's not quite. What did he say? He ain't quite delivered yet. I'm like, what? I started to say ninja. You know, don't judge me because I'm not what you want me to be. I'm what God wants me to be, and that's how He made me. And I'm not changing for nobody. You can wear them little tight ass jackets and stuff, but brother, I'm always three-piece down. You better best believe. And them patent leather shoes and all that stuff. I don't get down like that. I pay too much money for my shoes. You know, tell him, Mr. Redmond. Right there, you go. There's somebody you can talk to. What's the dealio? Not here. I only think of you on two occasions: payday and the day after your cycle. But anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This is Bedtime Stories, the show designed with the lovers in mind. The lovers, not the players, not the pimps, not the none of that stuff. No, we don't do that. Mr. Redmond, what's going on? He said, someone asked me, so as a musicologist, what is your favorite genre? Well, just what I'm playing. Old school soul and R&B. That's what I love. That's what I was raised on. That's what I grew up on. So, you know, you all can have your hip hop and all of that stuff. And, I just can't understand the new hip hop that's out. What is it called? Trap music? But I don't want to get caught in the trap, if you know what I'm saying. I don't get down like that. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, Chief, Boss. Here's Earth, Wind, and Fire, Boss. I'll write a song for you on Bedtime Stories. Thirst would never quench. Do you have any opinion on Mr. Kanye West's work? None. Uh, I think I only like one Kanye West. Thank you, Ken. Mumble music. Kanye's got one good song that I like, and that's Love Lockdown, where he sounds like he's singing. He's singing through the what is called a vocoder. Yeah, I like that song. I like it's got a lot of bass in it. Boom, 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 boom. I'm a lover, do, I'm a soldier, do. That's the only song I like by Kanye, and of course, the one with Jamie Foxx, Gold Digger. Yeah, and maybe even a third one, the one where he uses the sample of "Move On Up" by Curtis Mayfield. I like the way he, slowed it down. Da, 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 ba, 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 da, ba, da, da. I like that one. But the rest of his stuff, it's like he strayed from the formula that he did on the first two or three albums. It's like he just got, beside himself. It's like, okay, I can spit on the mic and they'll buy it. And it's like rap is an art. It's an art. And that's the way I look at it. I look at it that way. It's no different than jazz or or gospel. Like for instance, um, like in jazz, you have what is called scatting. It's not. There are no words, but it's like it's scatting. And to me, rapping is scatting, but with words. So, some of the best rappers that I've heard, of course, Tupac and Biggie, and that's it. But, the earlier hip hop, I think they were having fun, like Rappers Delight, and, when they were, battling against each other. I like that. But the stuff that they have out, this, like Ken said, mumble rap, it's like I can't understand it. I can't get into it. It's like I don't get it. Maybe you can explain it to me. You know, I like Snoop and Dre. I like, anything with words that tell a story. Eminem, his songs would tell a story. As quirky as some of them were, he was telling a story, and that's it. You know, but those are the ones that if I had to listen to hip hop, yeah. There's a station here in Chicago, 104.3, that plays some of the throwbacks when they were still rapping. Mr. Cheeks, Lights, Camera, Action. Love the sample, of course. That's you know, um, it's a sample of Eddie Kendrick's "Keep on Trucking," like the breakdown. Wow, that I like. Whenever they have a song that uses an old school or R&B sample in it, I'm like, okay, that was a great use of a old song. I love it. Like reach back and grab our music and make something out of it. But it's when they make a mockery of it. It's like that's a different story. But like Ken said, modern day rap is straight garbage. It is. You know, I like my rap to tell a story, and that's it. I like it to tell a story from beginning to end. You know, Kanye's greatest work was before the album, it was before the album that he did with Gold Digger on it. Those were some, lyrics to think about. Gold Digger told a story, and that was it. It told a story. But these other songs, you know, it's the same way with Beyonce. Her earlier music was music. You know, this the Lemonade and all of that stuff is like she just went straight. You know, and people love her. It's like she has a cult following almost. It's like sorry, I don't get it. Jay-Z's earlier stuff, great, told a story, fantastic, but he's made his money. That's it. Luda, great. I mean, when Luda came out, it was a breath of fresh air for rap music. It was like, where is this brother from? You know, my favorite by Luda is stand up. When I move, you move, just like that. You know, and he didn't get really nasty with his lyrics. It was sophisticated. It wasn't just down and dirty. It made sense. It was kind of cool. I kind of I could get into it. But this other stuff is like, what are they talking about? You know. But like Splash Waterfalls, that's one of my favorites by Luda. You know. The song that he did for the soundtrack of Austin Powers. That da 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 da. I like that because it was a great use of the sample of Quincy Jones's Soul Bossa Nova. So I like stuff like that. But this other stuff where I don't understand what they're saying, to me, that's not music. You know, it's just a way to make money, and people buy it. By the downloads. You can't play it on the radio because it's so vulgar. That's been my whole thing. It's like, is it radio friendly? Oh yeah, man. And then I hear it. It's like, man, I asked you, is this radio friendly? Oh man, it's no, it isn't. Yeah. Don't come to me telling me that it's clean and it isn't. 'Cause I won't play it, especially not on my station. And I won't pass it on to anyone else. I just won't. Absolutely, positively not. Will not pass it on. Hey, this is a good song. You should try it out. I was doing a party once, and this guy, he gave me his music. He said, I want to. I said, is it clean? He said, oh yeah, it's clean. And he got right in front of a teenage girl and was, can I get it? Can I hit it? Can I get it? Can I hit it? I was like, I thought this was clean. And I said something slick on the mic, and they wanted to beat me up. I was like, I wish you would. You 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 must don't know about me. I'm the gun-toting DJ. You don't want to, this is before, before I had to turn over my pistol. So, but anyway, that's right. KRS-One. Thank you. Public Enemy, Fight the Powers That Be. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant, that kind of stuff. Conscience, not just mama, and then I hit it, and then I get it, and then I did it, and then I beat her, and then I shot her. It makes no sense to me. Think about loving you. Early Earth, Wind, and Fire. Think about loving you, which features Sherry Scott. She sang lead on that song before, Maurice and Philip took the reins. They did one more album with a woman. That was Jessica Cleaves. That was the album. What was the name of that album? It'll come to me. It's the album with Evil on it. Yeah, Evil. Da, 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 da. Anyway, it's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Bedtime Stories is sponsored by our good friends over at Grubhub. It's time to do the delivery dance. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Hmm? Grubhub is a proud sponsor of Bedtime Stories here on WOSD Radio, DB Chicago, WDLB Indianapolis, and Chicago, as well as WRLNradio.com. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer, and it is time for Foreplay. This group hails from Harvey, Illinois. They met while singing in high school at Thornton High School over in Harvey. They are probably one of the one of the most celebrated groups, but they sometimes it's like they forget about the Dells. They had been together with the same lineup for about 50 years or so. Never. They had one personnel change, and that was the Johnnies, as I call them, from Johnny Funches to Johnny Carter. Johnny Carter, of course. Why am I? Hey, hold on here. Johnny Carter, who was with the Dells, he was one of the few people to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. The only other brother who's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice was Sammy Strain, who sang with both the OJs and Little Anthony and the Imperials. Well, Johnny Carter sang with the Flamingos and this group. These are the Dells in Foreplay. Ooh. Where's up on? In place of my tone. I love you.
Love letters are written in
many ways,
but from start to finish,
My heart simply says, I love you. Ba-da-da-da. Yeah. Come on, Chuck. Just you. Just me. Always together. I've made up my mind 1 years ago. Eric Hampton, what's up? Let you go, no. Of each other so. Always together. Each other so. together, 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 together. Mm. Together, 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 always together. Oh, love, stay. Kiss from you. Ken said the frequency of today's rap is a point where it's controlling and it causes people to do all the dumb stuff that they're doing after listening to that crap. You're absolutely right, Ken. It's like crazy. Doesn't make any sense at all. None whatsoever. Boom, boom, boom. Mhm. I love you. I love you. I've seen videos where people are trying to hold the note as long as Marvin Jr. They didn't even come close. Stay in my corner, wrapping up foreplay with the Dells right here on Bedtime Stories with the Peanut Butter Brother, Dr. Al Greer. We were talking about rap music earlier. At least I think we were. Ken Watlington says the frequency of today's rap music is at a point where it's controlling and it causes people to do dumb stuff after listening to it. Yeah, it's mind altering, makes them go out and shoot people. Where back in the day when we were a hip, a hop, a hippity, we just wanted to have a good time back then. It causes them to go shoot folks. You know, they ride up and down. And I think it's subliminal messages in this music that makes them crazy. You know, we didn't do that before. In the words of our former president, number 45, people are dying that never died before. Of course, that makes absolutely no sense. Here's a leftover from foreplay. These are the Dells, and well, you know what it is. Mm-mm-mm. I can do. Oh, my God. That the wonder of devotion. From love. build is a house to build it up, build it up. To find a way. For love, I've learned. Build it up. Ooh, it's supposed to be 100 degrees tomorrow. Good Lord. 98 tomorrow. 13 degrees warmer than today. I know that's right. Trust me, I will have the AC on. Leaving the job. Stand up. Stand up. Woo. Stand up. Brenda Brown Long, thanks for watching. Zero on YouTube. I think I'm going to take YouTube off. Nobody's watching on YouTube. Nobody's watching. I think I had one person watching me on YouTube, and that was Lady G. So I think I'm going to drop them and maybe do Twitch and Twitter. Yep, no more. Let's see, no YouTube tomorrow. I'm like, really? And she'll show. You can't feel no pain. And she'll show my hand to you. Mm-hmm. Like I always say, give your baby a standing ovation, whether it be with Cialis or Viagra. Give her a standing ovation. It's your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. It's bedtime stories. That's right. Give her a standing ovation. I said that once, and one of my coworkers was like, "You a fool, man. How can you get away with that?" Hey, everybody's doing it. Everybody but me, you know. Everybody but me. I don't do that stuff. I just don't. There's no need to. There really isn't. You know, that's for those guys that need a little extra help. You know, and I hear young people are taking it. I'm like, really? Viagra at 21? Something's wrong with you. You must be doing the wrong type of drugs or something. This is Layla Holloway. Hathaway. Let's get it right. You were meant for me. Ooh, I'm gonna have to wear a tank top next time I come in this studio. I tell you, it's hot. Uh-oh. Sing, Layla.
Time for bedtime stories with Al Greer. You were meant for me. No one else could come between this love I know. 'Cause I'll never let
You go.
you need things. Never have a problem we can overcome. You'll always be the one. Never thought I'd be so happy. Loving you has made me feel so fine. time I tell them I'm so glad you're mine. You were good for me. No one else could come between us. Love, I know. So I'll never let you go. You and me, it seems, never have a problem we can overcome. You'll always be the one, never did one thing to hurt me. You always understood my way. If I could, I'd stay right here beside you. With your hand in mine, making love for days. You were meant for me. No one else could come between this love I know. So I'll never let you go. You live for me.
You were meant for me. Donnie and Layla Hathaway. You were meant for me right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much, as always, for staying up with me. Yep. Not much to say tonight. I guess everybody's a little, a little quiet tonight, and I understand it. Be quiet. Sometimes it's good to be silent. Yes, it is. Your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. This young lady was married to Mr. Biggs, Ron Isley. I guess she got replaced by a younger model, Angela Winbush, along with Ron Isley and Hello Beloved on Bedtime Stories. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hello, beloved. Ooh, excuse me. Hello. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do. Hello. La da 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 da. Hola. You got dropped something. Frankie Yankovic. Instead of these non-Grammy winning nobodies. You mean like the Isley Brothers? Ah! Ah. That's funny. Isley Brothers in the Hall of Fame. That's all I gotta say. Mm-mm. Let him know, let him know. Woman. I know that's right. Isley Brothers, Real Woman, right here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I heard that song one time, one night. I cannot remember where I was when I heard that song. But when I heard it, I was like, it was almost as if I heard it for the first time all over again. Real Woman, Isley Brothers. He used to play it all the time on the radio. You know, good music never dies, especially here on Bedtime Stories. With your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. I got about 10 minutes left. Here's one from Alexander O'Neill. A broken hearts can mend. It's Bedtime Stories with your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. A broken heart, a broken heart can mend. Mm. Broken heart can mend. The breeze. A broken heart can mend. Ah, Frankie Yank on this. and you can never get.
Man at Night, Al Greer with Bedtime Stories. The time is right for you.
Tonight.
Find your place.
Tonight.
Stay. And be confused, but always walk with you always. Doesn't mean that share your point of view. No, baby. All I'm trying to say is your special way. Be ever one love, be
Wonder. Yeah, hey, good night, John Caldwell. Good night, sir.
You know there's something special.
Edward Double D. Robbins Jr., also known as Rocky Robbins, Be Ever Wonderful, recorded right here in Chicago. That's going to do it for your peanut butter brother, Dr. Al Greer. Thank you so much for staying up with me. Thank you to Ken Wadlington, also to John Caldwell, aka Bassman, John, Mr. Redmond, aka Mr. Hypnotic, the Rat Master, Tony Whitehead, Greg Beasley, Queen Deborah, D-Ron, Angie, Judy, my daughter Brianna, Sherry, aka Whitney, Phyllis Malloy Bender, Francis Pratt, aka Peaches, and Nanette Frank. Everybody else, thank you so much. I appreciate you. All you guys on Twitch from overseas, I appreciate that as well. And of course, our resident heckler, Troy. Till next time, blue skies, green lights, and peace. Good night, y'all. Nighty night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Talk to you tomorrow. Tomorrow.